What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video from Dracon. And as you can see today, guys, we're going to be diving into an Icon of the Realm set. This is from the Dragonlance expansion, the Draconian Warband. Now, as you know with me, I love my dragons. I love getting more of them, and I love getting Draconians because they're pretty cool too. They're basically dragon people, or dragon folk. They're in that same category of dragon folk. Even though a little bit more on the demonic side, hey, nothing's perfect. But you can always use them for whatever you need. Now, let's take a look at the back of this package, because the front is pretty simple. So here we got the different Draconians that are in the set. The Kapak Draconian, Sivak, Arak, Boz, and Bozak. So, you know, we got the dragon kinds here. You can also see on the back there what the price tag was. Yikes. Other warbands to collect. I love how it has like a nice little other warbands there. I do have the Grung. I did do an Orc, and I did not do Ogre or Githyanki. Maybe I'll do those in the future, just say I've gotten all of them. I don't know, but you can guys go check out the Grung and Orc one. I did those in an older video. Go check those out on the channel. Now let's get inside this package and take a look at the minis inside. So here's our first little duo we have. These are two of the Boz Draconians. I wanted to say something different, but yeah, these are Bozes. Now Bozes, I believe, are pretty low ranking tier. I don't think they're higher. They can't fly. I know these guys basically they can glide, I believe, at most. Or they might not even be able to do that. It's hard to remember off the top of my head. But the Bozes are kind of your low tier foot soldier grunts. These are the ones you're going to find in swarms coming at you to fight you on the ground. Now, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I think these are made from brass dragons. And since brass dragons are kind of low, and you might be saying, wait, just noticing why are most Draconians silver and gold and all this? Well, that's because the Draconians are created from using metallic dragon eggs. They weren't going to waste precious, black dragon eggs on these guys, supposedly, but they kind of can do it as well. I mean, granted, eventually at some point they're going to try to use them. But yeah, these guys, as you can see, have very diminutive wings. They're thick, ogre-esque size. Or sorry, actually more orc-esque. They're more like the orcs of the group. They're aggressive, savage fighters. They take their big broadswords there, they run in, they start chopping and hacking. And they're pretty cool, but they are pretty nice. I do think they are sculpted very well for being these brutish savages. They're simple, but you know what? They don't have much to really show. Their tails are short and stumpy. Their swings are kind of small and pathetic, so having them sprawn out would have been a problem. But I think they work. And the great thing is you're getting a double in the pack. So you could easily have like these guys be flanking Ador's guards, which is pretty nice. So here we have the two Bozaks. Now, Bozaks, I believe, are made from actually bronze dragons, if I remember correctly. I believe the last one's brass. These are bronze. Bronze is more powerful. They're more unique, I would like to say. And they seem more powerful, like, even in the metallic dragons, they're a powerful breed, and you can kind of see the heads on them. The brass dragon, yeah, I mean, it wasn't really showing through on those ones. But this one, it screams a bronze dragon. I mean, look at the bronze skin. It's different than the brass. It's more of a bronze color. And once again, I love that you're getting a double set of these two. You're getting two simplistic warriors that have the ability to fly, I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head the Draconian chart. I haven't looked at it in a while. But I like their style. They have this kind of like hand out with the whole stop. And I believe these guys do actually have a little bit of magic at their disposal. And I love the spear, the tridents that they've got. Yes, they're a little bendy weapon, but they're going to be. And don't worry, guys, we are going to compare these to other Dragonoid-esque figures I've got, including Dragonborns and Draconians and Abushais and stuff. But we'll get there. But I got to say, I do like the design. The paint job is good. I wish the armor was a little more colorful in the fabrics, only because, like, with them being these metallic skins, the armor kind of gets a little muddled out. Like, it sort of becomes a little muddy in its design. But hey, you know what? They are technically devils infused with energy of dragon eggs to make them into this. So it is what it is. But very nice nonetheless, and very good. And a nice addition. So here we have the Kapak Draconian. And this one is one of the more unique ones, as it only comes single in the pack. This one is based on copper dragons. Now, considering this one, I believe, is supposed to be the rogue. He's the sneaky one. He does have big wings, as you can see, to help cover him up or maybe help him fly away and glide into places and get around his opponents to get that sneak attack on him. I gotta say, he's pretty cool looking. I like his design because his stance definitely makes him look like a rogue about to sneak in and cut your throat. you know, like with an Uno reverse knife stab and take you out. Or maybe he's going to just steal something. He looks like it. Now, Copper Dragons are known to be a little bit more on the aggressive side. Also on the more aggressive side. Now, Copper Dragon lore is they are quick to anger. If they're angered, they can be a big problem to deal with. Granted, I think this creature would be definitely something that you would want to get for if you need more sneaky enemies that have unique things. Since with a Copper Dragon, they have their unique breath weapons. They are also probably on the other side. They're probably very sneaky and very crafty. But let's get on to one of the last two of this set. And here we have the mighty Sivak Draconian. Now, Sivaks are made from silver dragons, as you can guess. They do get a little... He is going to probably have a little bendy weapon syndrome. You can see on mine, the sword there is a little bended. But once again, because it's a long flowing object, not super shocked. Now, with this Sivak here, would I literally say he's probably the most powerful? I think he's second tier. He is definitely a fighter. In his design, he's got 2 sword style fighter, which is a good choice. I like his design. It's pretty simple, but you know what? I think when it comes to, I think they're second tier. Like, they're like a general. They work underneath the next guy, I believe, in the set. Now, I could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't gone over Draconian lore in a while and checked their stats of who rules over who. But I gotta say, I do love the paintwork on it. It's a good silver. It looks good. And with their silver armor, it almost looks like it's a part of them more than it's like armor they're wearing, so it kind of works. I love the 2 big aggressive swords. I wish they weren't so bendy, but I didn't have time to really dry and heat them off since I just unboxed them. I love the wings on them. Those sort of like design. It's going with that sort of swirl effect. Looks pretty nice. Especially as it's swirling around the turntable here. You get to see that effect. The tails on these guys, the legs, very well done. And the head has a lot of detail. So this one, you can tell, gets a little bit more love. And I'm kind of sad this didn't come in a double because 2 of these guys is impressive, but I think one of them in general is just a really big threat. Pun intended being the fact they are a large class. So here we have the Azuk, or the Azak, however you want to pronounce it. And this one is basically your gold dragon. This is like the commander. He's above the general. He's in charge, I believe, if I remember correctly. But it's funny how he's small. I really wish they made him large to kind of show his strength and authority. But he is very well armored. He even gets a cape that's got some style to it. He does have a magic effect in his hand with a nice translucent effect going. But he is very simplistic gold and painted. I want to say more of a greedier gold than the common gold or the bright gold, which is fine. He is devil, inspired, so it works. The head sculpt is simple. I wish he had the whiskers kind of going like the gold dragons do, but I think he'll do as a great kind of leader to your Draconian army, or even a player character. You could definitely use him as a character of some sort. But yeah. So now that we've seen all the guys of this, let's get a quick comparison of them to some other dragon creatures. Okay, sorry, I had to change out a battery there, but there we go. And as you can see, him next to my other golden-esque dragonoids makes sense. Here he is on the left of him there. We have the Azak next to the golden dragonborn that I painted up. He's a paladin class. Shield and sword, shocker. Then he's also next to what I use as my golden Abushai, or golden dragon folk. I'm not really sure. They're kind of multi-purples. They came from a sword and sorcery set. And you can see he's pretty good in scale with all of them, including the older style gold dragon there on the far right. That's just a gold dragon wormling I got, which actually surprisingly is rare, I guess. But yeah, as you can see next to all of them, he sits in pretty good. He's not too bad. Makes me look back then. My paint jobs actually did pretty good back then too. Dang. But let's move on to the other guy's comparative size, shall we? Now here we have the Sivak next to a green dragon spawn. And also the silver dragonborn there on the right. That is a female fighter. We have also an Abushai there. That's actually one of the D&D Abushais, the white Abushai. And as you can see, he just towers over them. His size is impressive and imposing, and I love it. But don't worry, we're not done with that. We're going to also compare him to the only other D&D Draconian that was out that didn't come with this set. Now here he is next to the Draconian Dreadnought, which I believe is made from actually a non dragon. As you can see, they're probably in the same class. I think these two would probably be basically working side by side. I think Dreadnoughts and the Savak here would probably work together. I don't know if these are named Draconians, by the way. I never read Dragonlance, and I kind of really might want to, because these characters are so well designed. And I mean, dang, just imagining this in a story would be cool. I mean, next to the Dreadnought, though, they're in good scale to each other, which means you could put them together on a tabletop and use them, and it wouldn't be awkward, because they look like they belong in the same universe. Granted, one's metallic and one is not, but hey, still works, still looks badass. Very nice. Very, very nice. So here I have a size comparing with the other three of the set, and I only used one of the doubles, because why not? And we got the copper little assassin boy in the center, but on the right, we have them compared next to a black spawn executioner, which is your kind of standard foot soldier. We have a green dragonborn there, and then we also have a copper wormling or the brass wormling for show. And as you can see, they all work in size together. There's nothing wrong with these guys on a board. I think they would work great in any situation. And if you didn't want to say use them as dragonborns that are evolved, or even like dragonkin, such as half dragons, I think you'd be fine using them for Draconians. Now, I don't know how they fit into your lore of regular D&D, like if you're in Faerun, where they probably don't exist on a normality. But remember, since it is a multiverse that is connected, there's nothing stopping you from throwing in a campaign saying, oh, a Draconian, you've never seen this species before. You know, when your character goes like, I would like to roll in a thing. Yeah, go ahead, roll it. It's going to be high when they don't beat it. And you're like, oh, well, you know very little. All you know is that brass dragons are crafty or that brass dragons are very justified and all that. But then you'd find out this guy's completely evil to the core. So, it'd be a nice, like, change. Or maybe you'd be like, oh, well, copper dragons can be a little bit on the, cruel humor side and, things like that. But it's really good. Now, we are going to talk about price. I bought these from a game store. So I didn't buy them from Amazon. I bought them from a game store, which when you're usually buying from a game store, you're going to pay the bigger price. These were $44.99 when I got them. So, after tax and all that, it was around $50. So, is this worth $50? This is where I got to say, Wizkids, you need to calm down. Wizkids needs to calm down with the pricing. And this is not me just ripping on the company going like, oh, well, they're supposed to be lucrative and very special. And I get that. These are a special Warband pack. But I said this with the Grung pack. Now, if you can get these for a sale deal and you get them on sale, you snag these bad boys up. As you can see, this little set here, full set right here, look really good. And man, they make a nice addition to your miniatures library to use in games, or if you wanted to run a Dragonlance campaign, all that stuff, you would love to get your hands on these things. Or even if you were doing a Tiamat-based run, where these Draconians could be one of her servant types, and you come across and have to fight them, as well as other things, and etc., etc. Or you're in hell, and maybe you've these 9 hells, and you're using these guys to help you get out of something, because since they are technically made with devil energy, or the fiendish energy of devils, there's nothing stopping them from, well, it's like, hey, I made the deal. And devils, on the other hand, are lawful, so they got to kind of follow it. It's like, got to follow it to the end. Or, you could use a Marut as a, watcher of the deal. That way, if it does go wrong and they somehow stiff you, that Marut's going to step in and give them a good thrashing before making sure you come out alive. But granted, yes, I do got to admit, Wizkids needs to calm down. The whole $44.99 for these things is a little bit steep. I get they're dragons, and I know Wizkids has this thing about making their dragons in general just expensive across the board, because it's just made everyone do the same. Like, this is why a lot of sites and people on eBay and stuff sell the dragons for higher money, because like, oh, well, they're dragons. And I get it, but we got to kind of calm down. We're causing inflation where it doesn't need to be. Like, I don't need my Dragonoids to be so expensive that I'm like paying an armor like just to get this lovely group of expansion to my Draconian pantheon, I guess you could say. But I gotta say, it's a good set. Now, like I said, you can find it on deal, where maybe if you're paying at most, I think around $30 is where I think this should be, personally. I think $30 is fine. It's not a premium set, in the sense that it's not like it's not a premium mini. I feel they make more warbands than they make premium minis. And since it's a warband set, I'd say around $30 to $35. That should be where your cap is. That's where you want to get this. I don't think $45 to $50 in that range and above. I think that's too much. I get like over time the price is going to rise because they're going to stop making it. And then it's like, oh, now they're limited supply, you know, because it's all what's left is left. And it's like, I get that. But we kind of need to slow down, Wizkids. Got to slow down a little bit. Take your feet off the the price hiking pedal before you cause all your people to just switch completely to 3D printing. And granted, trust me, your boy Dracon here, I love 3D printing. It's fun to have to watch the machine slowly build from just resin liquid or filament and turn it into a fully functional miniature or a piece of terrain and make it yourself. I get it, because you get to paint it whatever you want. But I still hope that these companies are going to start learning this, like to be more like Reaper Bones, where it's not so much about the price gouging, it's about the product being amazing and making sure it's getting out there to people. I think Reaper Bones does that very well. Even Steamforge, who can sell their stuff for pretty big prices, drops their prices really quick and makes it so it's more affordable. So I'm hoping Wizkids will hop onto that and not try to go many all the time. Like where it's like, whoa, we dropped a nickel. Can't get that nickel gone. Better go pick that up and knock that innocent old man out of the way to get it. Like, goodness gracious. They just need to calm back on that money hungry grip there and let people enjoy the product. It's going to help keep them going. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. If you come this far in the video, I thank you very much. What's your opinion on the miniatures market? If you want to throw it in there, like, do you think prices are getting a little ridiculous? Look, we all know the scalpers hit the miniature market too, like where they basically buy out all the really expensive big minis and they cause the whole low supply to demand so they can sell their stuff for a ton of money. We know what's happening. Scalping hits everything. But the company, I think they need to calm down. And if you agree, go ahead and throw it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Or maybe you've gone, hey, this is part of the reason why I've gone purely to 3D. Hey, good on you. Gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you smash, in this case, drag and slash that like button. Hit that subscribe button, too. Make sure you're not missing out on content. I'd love for you to join the Dragon Army. And leave a comment down below, whether you've got a comment on printing, prices, anything in general, or you just think it's a really good set. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you next time. Dracon, signing off. Bye-bye.